Council regular meeting, and I have a motion moved by Councillor Wright, seconded by Councillor Browning. The council off the agenda of regular meeting RM06-2023 as presented, unless there are any changes. All right, so a show of hands, all those in favor? Okay, 4 in favor, none against. Agenda is adopted. Any declarations of interest by any councillors this evening? Okay, I have none myself. Councillor absences, I've got a motion moved by, again, Councillor Wright, seconded by Councillor Browning, that council excuse Deputy Mayor Tetzel and Councillors Hardesty, Hassan, and Hardesty Gillis from the regular meeting RM06-2023. Any discussion? All those in favor? Okay, 4 in favor, none against. Councillors are excused. And tonight we do have one delegate, and we have Norm Friedel here tonight to discuss with us he is our Fort Simpson Community Energy Champion, and he's been working on our community energy plan update and kind of projects that we might be able to look at in the coming year. So I invite Norm to address the council. Go ahead.
So I've got a draft plan for you to have a look at now. I think we've met with all the groups that we needed to. Derek and Libby McPhail worked with me this summer. We met with the First Nations and Métis. We didn't meet with the council as such, but we met with Kevin, Mitch, talked with Sean, and did. So we've come up with this plan with the survey we did. We took the information that we got from the survey, how people heat their homes, how many people are interested in doing energy saving things, all the questions. We have the surveys in here as well. And there's so many things in Fort Simpson we can do to start saving energy. And I mean, we're burning so much diesel fuel doing everything that we're doing right now. It's that's why we're really hoping that the Power Corporation goes ahead with that LNG plant, and that would save a lot of greenhouse gas emissions from our community. But right now, I think the biggest thing is diesel fuel. So if we can get our generators off that and get our homes heated with biomass, lots of people are going that route now. There's all kinds of new technology out there for doing stuff, nice furnaces, nice boilers, nice solar stuff, a lot of solar things going on, wind turbines. So there's lots of stuff that Fort Simpson could be doing. And all the other communities seem to be like, in Inuvik, there's just massive amounts of solar everywhere. I don't know how big a cap they had or how much they were allowed to put in, but every building's got these big, massive, like at the airport, like you'll see 10 of those in Inuvik around different companies that have heating and powering their buildings with it. So the council here has really got to start getting on GNWT to raise that cap so we can start doing more of that in Fort Simpson, more solar. And that's a big thing. A lot of people want to install it, but if they can't sell it, their excess back to Power Corp, they're not really as interested in installing it, even though it's still saving money. We have so much sunlight in the summer and none in the winter. And for instance, that building I built in Hay River on the youth center on the reserve, it paid 100% of its power bill with the solar it generated in the summertime. 100%. And we have a silo outside burning pellets. It's on its second year. We still haven't burned $2,000 worth of pellets in 2 years to heat that building. It's about the size of the visitors where your office used to be, visitor center. It's a building about that size. So they pay no power bill, and they've been heating for 2 years now on $2,000, and we're still over top the halfway mark on the silo. So there's lots of good stuff going on right now that Fort Simpson people can be taking, advantage of. And the Arctic Energy Alliance has raised all their their amounts of money for everything this year. I think April 1st, there's some new announcements coming. All kinds of new stuff, electric quads, e-bikes, they're gonna start giving out money for all that stuff. Electric boat motors, they got some nice, apparently Mercury has some new electric, like bigger motors, not the little trolley motors, like, so there's lots of new stuff going on. There's all kinds of incentives, and for the big projects, like the village wants to do, like when you're doing like the water treatment plant or the shop, GNWT has programs that are even better than Arctic Energy Alliance for assisting with funding. So there's,
What do you mean by the village has to raise that cap?
it's not the village, it's the power corp. What they've done, every community can put in so many kilowatts of solar. And when all that's in, like Fort Simpson now is full. After the rec center got done, I think that was the last, I think that pretty much reached the cap. So now nobody up, you can put solar in, but the power corp won't buy your excess power, which is a big advantage. Like Troy tells me with his house that he gets about, he starts paying for it in November, December, and then January, he starts paying a bill. So he gets about half of his winter power paid for free by having it run in summer. So it's definitely something we want to do, but they have a cap in every community as to how much solar you can put in. And what we're trying to do is get them to raise it here so we can add some more in Fort Simpson. Like this building, now you could put solar on here, but they wouldn't buy your excess power.
So if they don't buy your excess power though, but your power bill is cheaper.
No, what they do is they give you credits.
Oh, okay.
So you build up credits through the summer.
Yeah.
And then when winter comes, your credits start getting used up on your power bill.
Oh, okay.
When you run out of credits, you start paying for power again.
So that would be something like to lobby.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Get Shane or, you guys lobby him or whoever, he's the power board minister, isn't
I believe so.
he? Yeah, but whoever is, that's something that should stay on them. The Association of Municipalities should be fighting, that's something that these guys should be working with them to do, because every community is the same. I go up north, the power corp did that in every community. They went to the airport and put in a big thing like they did here in Paulatuck, where were we, Clavic has one. Every community in the north has a big solar grid.
At the airport.
Yeah, or in town, and it takes up just about the whole cap. So they use it up. If they didn't include theirs in it, we could probably do another 15 homes. They shouldn't include their solar system they put in it.
You should do it.
Yeah, but it's been an ongoing battle with them, with Arctic Energy Alliance. Everyone's been trying to fight that.
Power.
Yeah.
Energy power corp.
So that's what's got to happen is we want to raise that cap so we can install more solar in Fort Simpson. See, what they don't want to happen, what they're trying to do is, like say half the community to put on solar, now their power plant would be useless and hardly run. But then 10 homes quit or something goes wrong and they don't fix it. And now they're not putting out power. Now they change the power plant. It's too small. It won't be big enough to run. So they're trying to keep something stable, like a certain amount of, that's why they put that cap in there, so that some communities might go all solar and they, lose their generator. So I think that's the reason behind what they're doing, but we still could get that increased. I think it's time to start looking at that. And then we talked about the waste heat, and then we talked with Kaylee and Liza about that as well, at the new power plant, where they're gonna locate it. They could run a line right down Jimmy Isaiah Drive, right to the end, right to the heliport, and heat every building and house in the industrial park power plant. It's so easy to do when they're doing it new. So I know I was talking to Kaylee, but we're gonna, when this plan gets adopted, then we're gonna have a tri-council meeting. We want to do it the first week of April, I think, somewhere in that time, to meet with the band and the Métis to pick a project for the community to do. We get $100,000 with this. After you've approved this plan, I get $100,000 to give you to do a plan, to do a project in Fort Simpson. Like we just finished, Fort Smith just finished up this week, they changed their pumps in the water treatment plant with their $100,000. And they put in the ECM pumps to save lots of money, I guess.
Do we still have some of those to install, or did we, I thought we did some of those.
You could, and city of Yellowknife went, did it, the city changed out certain pumps like we have in Fort Simpson to the ECM pumps. They got the grant and the money from Arctic Energy Alliance. Like you count how many homes you have those pumps on, and then you get a contractor to give you a price, and you go around and replace every CERT pump in Fort Simpson. You can do it through the village. And then everybody's saving money, and the whole community that's using CERT pumps is saving money. There's lots of projects you can pick, and I know to do anything that's gonna be, it could be solar panel, it could be some community engagement, educating. I had fun at the schools with this.
So if we adopt this plan, then you give, or who do you work for?
I work for the Village of Fort Simpson.
Okay, okay,
But this is
Well,
funded through
where is
NRCan Canada,
okay,
the
so
federal
where does the
government.
100,000 come from? Not from the.
Arctic Energy Alliance, 100% of it comes from them.
Okay,
So it's like seed money towards whatever.
That's
project
right.
the Community
There's-
decides.
Last year, they did 3 communities. It was Fort Smith, Wequity, and I think Ulu. Yeah, so they changed the lights in their arena. In Wequity, nice small community, she went out and made everybody change every light in their house. She went there with LEDs, took out every light bulb, screwed LEDs in the house. All the other fixtures that needed to be changed, they hired someone to come in and do. They bought some fridges and freezers and stuff like that, and just passed them out throughout the community and spent their $100,000 on energy efficient stuff. And like say Smith did the pumps in their water treatment plant, is what they picked. But it could be a solar package, it could be maybe something energy efficient up on the ski hill, the boat launch, there's all kinds of ideas, whatever anybody wants to come up with. But
is there suggestions in this report? I don't think
No,
so, eh?
no,
Yeah.
no.
More general.
Yeah, that's,
If you were picking it, what would you say is the best thing for us to focus on? The dollar savings?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah,
dollar savings right now because it's easy here. Like, you can pick all the easiest things to do.
Yeah.
But it's something that you want to do that's going to benefit the whole community.
Yeah.
And, but I mean, it could be upgrades in the fire hall. It could be, these ECM pumps are a big thing. They're expensive, but they save a ton of money.
and what are those pumps for?
Anything, like the CERT pumps for your water.
Oh, okay.
Or heat, if you got a boiler system and you got pumps inside your, and I changed them all at HO Suites. I think they got 8 there, 8 pumps. About 2 years ago, I put those in and they noticed a big difference in their power bill.
Yeah, they sort of only pump when they need to.
That's right, yeah. The ones we installed at the Handy Inn they're not working fully automatic. They're just working on what they need. They're saving them probably 30-40% in their power bill. But those pumps can talk to each other. And we don't have it set up that way because I don't understand all the theory yet, but they talk and this pump will say, you don't need to run this hard. This
Look at the
one's
language.
moving enough water, so it'll slow it down. And it'll just slow them down. It knows that the water coming by is the right temperature. And it'll just slow your pumps right down to hardly anything.
So where do you put this pump?
Usually in the boiler rooms, most places. In
Like,
that homes
Most
or,
houses don't have boilers.
well, the houses, and you'd have it in your crawl space, like your CERT pump underneath your house.
Is that like a water pump?
So
Yeah.
what's one of those pumps worth? The,
You know what, they weren't that much more than but I think they're about $100 more.
So
Instead of
we're talking-
$350, you're talking $450,
150?
something like that, yeah. And I have actually, I think it might even be at the library here. Every library in the north should have one. Should have an ECM pump display. It's got a regular Grundfos pump and an ECM pump. Then there's a little watt meter hooked up to them.
Does our library have that?
No, you have nothing from Arctic Energy Alliance? Derek, I'll talk with Derek, he's out in San Vacay tonight, because he was supposed to come here with me tonight. But yeah, they do have one. Derek will have, if he doesn't, it's in his office upstairs.
Are we allowed to take the 100 and apply on a larger project that makes it, here's some of our money and.
Oh, sure, you mean, yeah,
Bigger.
like you want to kick in some money to go with it, then to make a bigger project, yeah.
And but there seems like there's lots of money out there.
There
for
is.
this kind of stuff, right?
When you get into the over $150,000 prices, then you go to the GNWT, and they go right up to $1 million or something. They get big jobs. I'm just doing one with Ravencourt Condo in Yellowknife right now. All the condos there, we're gonna do biomass. We're just doing some.
So
Getting ready,
currently, is it just our rec center that has the solar?
Yeah.
So there could be the pool.
The shop, the sewer plant. It works on every building. I mean, you could do every building that you own. Could have solar on it. First Nations could do one. I don't know what your roof looks like up here, but if not on the roof, there's sure lots of room. Lots of things to do now. So there's lots of options. And I mean,
So
yeah, go ahead.
you didn't answer Sean's question. What would your recommendation be?
I don't know. I would look at, like, all your buildings have already been converted to LEDs, I imagine,
I think so.
like the shop and all those sewer plant, and those kind of things.
And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we changed a lot of those ECM pumps, so we didn't do a program for the town or anything.
No, but your own,
Yeah,
On all village property?
pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And those were because it was such a fast payback.
Yeah.
That they were
like I
told-
know in the fire hall community, or, library, all that building there's probably 2, 3, 4, 8, 10 pumps
Hmm.
in that building alone.
There might be still
They're
ways to do.
fairly big pumps too.
Yeah.
Why so many?
Well, there's 2 for each boiler, so there's 4 in there, then there's 2 air handlers, so there's 1 for each air handler, then there's that other makeup air unit out in the thing, then there's the office, where the old community hall, or village office downstairs has a boiler in there with pumps down in there. And then there's the library now been added on,
So
so
that
probably 10 or a dozen, like that would be a good building to
Yeah.
look at,
Yeah.
doing something like that on. The water plant, those big giant ones, they don't make ECM pumps that big. But those, the ones that circulate water around town, those are never shut off. They run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It would be good to look at something. There are controllers that you can buy for those pumps. Be good to investigate something like that, save you a lot of money. The other thing you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be losing the heat at the water intake pump house by the power cord. You're gonna be losing that free heat you're
Oh,
getting right now.
Yeah.
That heats the water, it also heats the building.
And the ground probably the rubber
Yeah.
pipes and everything, right?
So something's gonna have to be done to heat that building in the near future. Something you should be looking at before the power cord.
Yeah,
That's not gonna happen overnight. They gotta build a new plant, relocate. But it's something that you're gonna have to look at.
the water pumps. The library.
Maybe, electric vehicle for staff to run around town with. Charging station. Gonna be needing one of them soon.
I don't have a resolution to adopt this.
No, there's,
plan, but does council want to move and second that we adopt formally this plan? So that, do we need that
Is it
for,
ready to adopt?
getting the 100,000?
It is ready to adopt, it's ready to go. If yous are happy with what's in here,
Never got to read it.
I wouldn't mind going over a
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah.
more, right? I kind of skimmed it today when we got it.
and I mean, there's changes, we can add to it and change it right now if you, we don't have to rush,
Yeah.
but the reason is Michelle Leger, remember her? She used to work for the Power Corporation, she's an electrician. She's now working for the Arctic Energy Alliance, she quit with the Power Corp, she's married, got a baby, just had a baby boy not too long ago. You get to meet him in a couple of weeks. But she's gonna be coming to do the presentation when we do the tri-council meeting. And she'll be here, so will Derek.
So maybe we'll hold off till that tri-council, adopt any changes after that.
We could, yeah, because I mean, maybe you might want to get these over to them now,
Yeah,
to the Métis and ask them if they want to add anything or change anything, or if there's anything they might want to add to it.
Do we have a date for the tri-council meeting?
Well, I wanted to go the first week of April. I wanted to ask if you could see if that's possible. Because after that, we're tied up for about 3 weeks. So, and we wanted to try and get it adopted. Supposed to be by the end of March, but I've been slipping.
yeah. The new year is really April, right?
Yeah.
You're eligible for the
Yeah.
funding for the new project.
Well, now what happens is now for the second year now, once there's a project picked and we pick it out and you get a contractor to bid on it and supply you the things, I'm staying on for another year to coordinate and be the project manager. So I'm not gonna bid on any of this work that comes out, like our had talks at Arctic Energy Alliance, because Kevin had mentioned, like, if I'm gonna bid on this work, it's not gonna look good. So I said, no, I don't have to bid, I'm busy. It's not like I need work. So I'd rather just carry on working and project manage whatever's gonna happen, make sure whatever you pick gets done. You set up a contract with some contractor to come in and do whatever it is we do. Whether it's a solar panel, it could be a combination of things, we could do, do something in the schools, spend a few $1,000 doing some education, energy stuff in the schools on a regular basis, like something they do every year for a week or something, discuss things.
Teresa used to be really good at that.
So just, this money can be used for anything that's gonna save greenhouse gas or, energy efficient stuff, but if it's things like education and stuff like that, little bits and pieces. But the ideas are endless, like, I can come up with some ideas. That's, different things, but biomass heating, all those kind of things start costing a lot of money, so. But if you wanted to pick some project that would,
I think even if you come with a few recommendations.
Yeah.
Because you're the one most likely to know, right? The experience, the background you have. It would be good to hear a few recommendations.
Yeah.
At this tri-council meeting. They may not choose them, but you can explain why you think these would be the best ideas. At least it gives them an idea of how they should look at these things in terms of payback, years, or, is it?
maybe something could be done up at the ski hill project, whatever's happening up there.
I'd be more inclined to do something like you said earlier, the surf pumps for every household or whatever.
Yeah.
Combination of that with,
See,
that way
that would-
everybody gets savings,
That would put
everybody
money into
gets,
the community,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Not,
Put some money into the community, it'd get everybody some savings or across the board.
there
And
was-
maybe the library,
we did a plan when I was the mayor, and I don't know whatever happened to it. But in there, we talked about a lot of other things that we didn't talk about in here, was like shower heads. And fridges and freezers and low flush toilets. Like the toilet I put in my house like 2 years ago, I can't believe that I just bought it, not for any, it was a water saver one with the 2 buttons on it, but it uses 1 liter of water. It was the biggest, I can't believe how it flushes like it does, and If those kind of toilets were in every house, like some of them use like still use those 5-gallon toilets, like 5 gallons of water every flush.
I could see that being an energy saver up the hill especially, because we
Yeah.
have to pay to truck the water, using a big truck to bring.
Remember when we went through the thing with the power corporation? We were trying to take over the power corporation. The village was gonna buy it when I was the mayor. We went through that. We had all these companies submit things. Well, one of the companies put a whole plan together for the community, and it was in their plan not only to upgrade the power plant and change it to a different fuel, but they were gonna change every shower head, every fridge, every freezer, and every toilet in town, 100%. Take them all, bring them to the recycling depot and put everything in brand new. And he said that it would have saved so much money in a community this size. Like if everybody had the water saver shower head and the low flush toilet and the energy efficient fridge and freezer. He said it's worth the money because you're gonna buy like 400 of each, you can get them for dirt cheap. As cheap as Northern gets them. But,
As you're saying, we have to preheat the water to bring it to the plant, right?
Yeah, like, cause that could be part of that $100,000 too, if that,
something has to
The water
get done there
plant.
sooner or later,
Yeah.
but, yeah, whatever you choose to.
Well, no, we'll try to organize, we'll coordinate
Yeah.
with the Minty and the Greg.
Yeah.
And see if we can't get a meeting together.
Yeah.
With yourself and,
If we could do, I mean, it's not that far away, the first week of April, is it? It's the weekend of Good Friday, so it would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that 4-day week.
Right.
If that's possible, if we could try and set something up. We can make that work.
we'll try, yeah.
Joe, do you want to
We know you're kind of busy too, you're
Yeah.
back and forth.
I'm gonna be more back and forth. I'm going to Sikachik tomorrow, but I'll be back and then I'm gonna be here for quite a while, I think.
Okay, any other questions, Cindy?
I think we also look as a council to, do a motion to lobby for the higher cap,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
We start that like that.
And you gotta stay on them when they say no,
Yeah.
just keep on them, just keep on them, keep on them. And get other communities, every mayor and every community will back you.
Maybe that's something for submission for the mayor's. when's that meeting?
NWT Association.
Yeah.
When is that happening? That's pretty quick.
Yeah, I think it's in
May?
June.
May, June?
So maybe that should be one of the calls, like the motions.
Yeah.
Yes.
We should, although I think it might be, I know at the last NBTAC, they were talking about lobbying to do those changes you're talking about. Maybe
Yeah.
it was the Arctic Energy that was doing it for communities, but
Yeah.
communities should be saying it themselves too.
Yeah. You just get an opportunity to put in resolutions though ahead of time.
Yeah,
So you
So maybe
guys can
that's a
get one,
resolution.
even if other
Yeah.
communities have, it's good, just do it anyway.
maybe we'll check, I'd like to see that list of resolutions, make sure that that isn't
Yeah.
already on it, but if it isn't, that's a good one.
Yeah, you gotta stay on them on that. And it's-
And I think we as the mayor and council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
I
a
have-
motion saying that we're gonna keep on that.
Yeah, it does seem like we don't have very many privately owned solar.
No. Troy's is the only one I know of.
Yeah,
And Ken Lambert has just 6 that he leans against his house, not really, but,
We have them on our camper.
yeah, yeah.
yes.
Just wondering if you'd like to propose a day and a time for the tri-council meeting?
Tuesday of that week. When's Good Friday? The 9th?
Tuesday the 4th?
4th, is it? Yeah.
Okay, we'll at least try for that date.
Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, but let's go with Tuesday.
A lot of times it's better just to propose a date than,
Yeah.
you know, unless somebody's got a really good reason.
And we can do that all in this building here.
Here or upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of meeting space.
Time would you propose for that, daytime or evening, or lunchtime?
I think a lunch meeting, when we had that lands one, was that in, at lunch?
Started at Well, it's noon, we had food here at noon, and then we
Try
had the
that out.
meeting start at 12:30.
Maybe we should do one like that. And at least some people could come for some of it if it lasts a little longer. And we'll do
Yeah.
lunch and have.
For us, no matter.
Okay.
We work.
Is it like an hour meeting at least?
Something like, I mean, we're gonna do this, they're gonna have some changes maybe, they might want, so it'd be nice to have them get copies of this.
Yeah, we'll get it out
So that
before.
they can at least read it and look at it a little bit.
Get them out sooner than later.
Yeah. So that they don't give it to them at the meeting, and it'll be
Yeah.
sort of,
Yeah, I'll be having my council meeting tomorrow night, so I can bring this to their attention.
all right.
Yeah.
So you have a copy of, you on here, yeah, great. And then we could do the same for the Métis. And then,
Well, sounds good, Norm, good plan.
Yeah.
We'll see
and I'll try and, we'll have some ideas for that meeting.
Yeah, whether those become real ideas or not, I think it just gives people a
Something
way
to
of
think about.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have your reasons.
I'm
why.
again, the most useless money I think spent Arctic Energy Alliance still is those programmable thermostats.
Yes.
You know what, like, who uses them?
What are
They're
they?
hard to figure out.
You got a wood stove, you know?
I have probably four.
And, but like, I went to put one in, like, I don't turn my heat down when I go to work. I want it to be just as warm as when I left, as when I come back. And and then you start playing with the programming, like, one customer here, like, I went in and said, my motor keeps shutting off. Worked the other day, and said, now today it started again. So I go in, well, her husband left her and went in and screwed up all the thing on the thermostat. So in the middle of the night, she got no heat, then all of a sudden it comes on at 3 in the afternoon. It took me so long to figure that out that it was her thermostat, and somebody went in and intentionally did that to it. So I mean, and they're like $200-300, and I don't know, the programming on them is so stupid all the time, like to try and get them figured out. Just turn it down when you leave, turn it back up when you get home. Just, you know, those kind of things that but motion sensors like you get in most buildings now, you know, those things are nice to have in garage, and any shop, like, you know, that you're not there for 20 minutes, your light shut off.
You know, I would use one of those timers for your vehicle.
Yeah.
If it was a simple one that you knew was working. I've seen ones where they got all kind of little push buttons on them and you try set it up for the right time.
Yeah,
You
same
just
thing.
don't even know if they're working.
Just plug it in. But the Arctic Energy Alliance has a program out, I don't know if they put them in here.
Yeah.
The plugs, you got those programmable plugs, yeah. So there's no power on them till it gets -17.
Oh, yeah.
Then the power comes on and it cycles 20 minutes on, 20 minutes on.
Oh, that's a good way.
And then when it
Simple.
gets 32 below, they come on all the time.
See, that's what I mean, a simple one.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
to,
You don't touch it, it's all programmed inside of it. It's just a receptacle that you buy and put in.
oh, yeah.
I
So-
think the issue is you just gotta know how to program.
Yeah.
We have one program.
Guess there's one, for a diesel pickup, you want it to come on at -13, and for a gas vehicle, -17.
Right.
So there's different settings for,
Hmm.
but we just did those on the reserve of rebuilding theirs probably.
Right, so yeah, they're just part of, like, places where people park during the
Yeah,
day and stuff.
yeah.
Huh.
So at the office, at ENR, at the government offices on the reserve, but then the ENR building,
Yeah.
we did that there, so. So yeah, there's all those little things that all save money.
Okay, I guess.
Or you could buy a bus, start, traveling back and forth from
Wow.
Wild Rose to, like Leo Lee used to.
Don't say that. Okay, well, thank you very much, Norm, for
All right.
coming in. And we'll try to get this meeting set up here.
Yeah.
And we'll have a good discussion. Okay, so moving along, we're at number 7, which is adoption of minutes. I have a motion moved by Councilor Wright, seconded by Councilor Browning, that council approve the minutes of regular meeting RM05-2023 of March 6, 2023, as presented.
Yep.
If no one has any changes,
Thanks.
Okay, all those in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, motion carried. Mayor's report, I do not have a report tonight. Is there an SAO report?
Just a couple of things, Your Worship.
Okay.
We've been emergency planning with our EMO since January. We've had 3 meetings now, getting ready for spring breakup. We have a community emergency response committee meeting tentatively scheduled for April 4th.
No.
We'll have to look at that date. But we'll be sending an email around to all the various departments in town and asking for the mayor and 2 councillors to attend that. Since we're missing quite a few councillors tonight, we can do that over email and ask for councillors to attend that. And then we're planning a public meeting again, similar to last year, for April 18th. That's all I have. Thank you, Worship.
Okay, any questions? All right. Table items and old business, we don't have any tonight. Committee minutes and recommendations, none again. And new business,
Question.
yes. Mr. Brown.
Since we got 2 new counselors, since they came in, have we switched up the committees or added them to committees?
No.
Is that something we should do?
And maybe at our next committee meeting, we should just see who's currently on committees and what are the new counselors interested in. So we can take a look at that list, if you can bring it to the next committee meeting. All right. 11, new business. We've got the NWTAC upcoming in Hay River for their annual general meeting, June 8th, 10th. And,
June 7th to 10th.
oh, sorry, 7th.
7th is probably the later speak.
Oh, right, okay. I probably won't go to that. I have been to it. It's good.
What is it?
I think it's more or less for new mayors if they want to, they give them some training. And you get to network with other mayors and things like that. It's good for even if you've been a mayor for a number of years too, but it's just, I can't see myself going to that. I would like to go to the regular NWTAC AGM. I kind of recommend that anybody that wants to go, especially as it's in Hay River, should go, and because travel costs and what have you will be lower this year, we could probably pay for your travel mileage, which would probably be by vehicle, and a few nights stay in the hotel. I think it'd be worth it. Minimum though, we should have two counselors perhaps, a mayor and counselor. Sometimes the SAO would go. I don't know if our SAO is going to go there this year or if he's got other things, right? Usually they have it pretty close to that time. Administrators, elegant things happening, but so is that why it's here? Because we're thinking of who to send, or is this just like a reminder that we have to get ready for?
For me,
Yes.
I had hoped to do a resolution. I know we didn't do it last year, but I'd like to do a resolution on which councillors we send to attend. Again, seeing as we're missing quite a few councillors tonight, perhaps it would be maybe to touch base with everyone first and get an opinion from each councillor whether or not they'd like to attend, and then at the next regular meeting we'll do a resolution.
Yeah.
And I do intend to attend myself, and I would hope that whichever councillors would like to attend, I think we should get as many councillors as possible.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a bit different if we had 4 or 5 people sitting at the big table where everybody votes. Because I notice sometimes they just give you an allotment based on how many voting cards you have, like Simpson gets 2, so, but I'm sure that, you know, they allow for that, because that's where you probably get the most of it, but you don't always even have to be sitting right there. You can trade spots, and people that want to say something can come to the table and say things, right? Participate in certain discussions when other people want to do other things. But there's lots of trade show activity and chances to network there with other mayors, councilors, hear what they're saying. There's usually a big room, and whether you're at that front table or in the back, it doesn't really matter. You're part of hearing everything. And that's why I think it's probably pretty useful to go. But okay, so we'll just think about it, and we'll come up with names, and I don't think we should stop anybody. I think we should encourage everybody. Yes, Councilor Browning?
So can we do, could we look at a resolution for the cap? Like to put forward at that meeting?
Yeah, I think we have to look at that
Isn't there a
resolution.
deadline?
Yeah, there is a deadline, so let's look at the resolutions book, see if that's currently in there right now about the cap. If it isn't, let's see if we can't get a resolution in on that, because it affects not only us, but all LGBT communities. That's why I'm thinking it actually is in there.
But you don't know for sure.
No, but we will find out.
I might just point out as well, even if an idea comes to you the day before or the day of the MGAG, and you can still bring resolutions forward on that day. It just, there's a deadline to have it included in the book.
In the package. Okay. Because if we have it included in the package, then everybody sees it.
Yeah. And, when they bring up issues, different issues, climate change and things, a lot of times people are bringing up issues like that aren't in any resolutions, but they're things that people still are concerned about. And there's like that too comes up, just things that are fast arising. People might start talking about it at the meeting. You've got ministers there from the territorial government often mixing and sitting in as well. So they're quite interested in hearing what community representatives are thinking. All right. So we'll check this out again. Let us know about that deadline though, because it would be good to get that resolution if there's a deadline. And riverbank erosion under new business. SAO Corrigan, do you want to speak on that a little bit?
Yes, Your Worship, thank you. I distributed the engineer's report on that in the package for the last regular meeting that was cancelled, so it should have gone around to everyone. The recommendation coming out of that report was to stabilize the riverbank with riprap. The cost identified was in the region of 13 million. There's a federal funding program open right now that will fund Indigenous communities up to 100%. It's going to take some work to get a funding application together. And so what I'd like council's approval to do is start the process and get our engineers to prepare an application. We can capitalize that money, so do a CPI gas tax for it. It's going to be somewhere in the region of $30,000 to $50,000 for the funding application.
To do the
To
application.
do the application. Considering there's a possibility of us getting, when all said and done, it's probably going to be closer to 15 to $18 million. So considering there's a chance of getting that much funding for a community, I think it's worth spending the $30,000 to $50,000 on the application. If council are in consensus, we'll make an amendment to our capital plan and bring that for approval at the next regular meeting.
What do people say?
I'd like to see what's in our capital plan now.
How much room is there to
Yeah.
allocate or reallocate 50,000? Is that?
It's very doable.
Okay. It's not taking anything away from anywhere else?
What we have budgeted for this year, we won't get through everything as it is.
When does this have to be ready for the funding?
Our engineers would like to know as soon as possible whether to proceed or not. The actual deadline is in July, but there's quite a bit of work to do to get the application ready.
Well, that's a pretty good return if we can get something like that happening.
We've got a very strong application.
Okay, Councilor Wright?
No.
You're just
Saying.
not in favor of doing it? Yes,
I'll just point out as well, there was 1.3 billion allocated in 2018 and 2021, they added another 2 million, or 2 billion, my apologies, over 12 years. 138 million is set aside for indigenous communities. And our situation fits the guidelines.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we should try. What do you think?
Yeah, it's something that's been on everybody's mind for a long time. We've invested a lot of time and they've done studies and stuff before, so I think we should.
Yeah.
Remember, continue.
Is it the same engineers who helped do that original riverbank study where it was just an overview and was it Stantec? Is it that? There was
Some
some,
number of years ago?
yeah,
No, that was,
It's stand back now, isn't it?
Stantec now.
Yeah.
right, because we,
We had one.
Ferguson, Summit, Clark or somebody like that. I just can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay, but they're aware of that study too?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead then. Let's say that the council's generally in favor of it.
Yeah.
So
doing that.
do you contract that out or you just give it to,
The work to prepare the application.
We already have an as and when with.
We do, like, goes a bit slightly above the
Yeah.
scope, but my recommendation would be to go with our engineers. They have all the knowledge in the background, and they've dealt with us to prepare an RFP document and to put it out to tender, put it out to competition, and then to evaluate bidders. I don't think the timeline allows for that.
Okay, we'll get just be aware of the costs and that they're breaking it down for us so we know we're getting value, but no reason not to go with them then for the timelines. Okay, so unanimous, everybody's okay with going ahead on that? All right, that's what we'll do. So 12, bylaws. We do have this third reading of our zoning bylaw and a motion moved by Councillor Wright and seconded by, I don't actually have a seconder, anybody want to second this? Okay. Seconder is Councillor Fontaine. That bylaw 2023-001, a bylaw to amend the zoning bylaw, be read a third time and passed. Now, questions, discussion? Yes, Councillor first.
Okay, so the next step after this is approved the zoning bylaw, and then when they come to us with they have to come up with a development plan for the.
Permit application.
Yeah, development plan. Okay, in that, are we gonna ask for blueprints and all that stuff to make sure that they're, follow our bylaw or zoning bylaws and all that?
We don't ask for detailed construction drawings, but we look at the development, as in the footprint, the building height, the setbacks. And part of the condition of the development permit will be that they follow all federal and territorial building regulations and bylaws. But we do look at the footprint and the setbacks and the building height. And we will look at the water and sewer hookups.
It's good to look at drainage, although it's not specifically in our zoning bylaw, but I know now that everybody that's building, of course, they try to drain their property and sometimes goes on other people's properties, and it just has to be explained where water goes, right?
And the other thing we'll look at is parking, that there's ample parking for the number of units they have. So all those things will be looked at.
Did we get any feedback yet from the public in regards to that?
Nothing.
No? Okay.
And it was posted.
It's posted on our website and around town.
All right, well then, I ask for a show of hands, one more discussion. All those in favor? 4 in favor, 9 against, motion's carried. Correspondence and information. We do have some consultation on fee simple title application from, I believe it's the NACA departments. I was a little bit confused by that myself because I thought, well, if it was titled property to start with and the government purchased it, why do they need to ask about
I was wondering about that.
giving it to another party?
Well, because, if I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the government purchased the property, so right now it's commissioner's land, established as commissioner's land.
Oh, okay.
So in order for them to pass the property on to the homeowners, they have to do the fee simple title transfer.
So it kind of triggered that.
Yeah, my question is, do these people know that they're gonna be reliable, responsible for their taxes and
Well, you would think they would be, they were responsible before.
before.
Some of the new ones might not be.
Yeah, these flood units, that's Derek Velasquez, Cheryl, and Dennis Joel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, they didn't,
I guess that's part of getting something is.
yeah.
Yeah, so no, I'm just like, cause I just feel that there might be some pushback on to the village or us.
Well, yeah, because they don't have to accept it, do they?
No.
Yeah. So you would think they would, yeah,
Still quite the deal, yeah.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, so I think what they would do then is come back and say, well, then you have to sign a lease with us.
If you don't
Well,
wanna-
fee
you don't wanna-
fee simple is they give them the land,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
no
that, yeah.
lease.
which is definitely the better value.
It says if granted, like, so they're not looking for.
Yeah, well, does anybody actually have something that we want to write or say about that? 'Cause to me, it's
Yeah.
probably nothing really from our side, okay. Well,
Well,
then,
yeah,
we'll just,
this is gonna be on our meeting tomorrow too, so.
well, we'll leave this one
I'll just
alone
have the
then.
village had no concerns.
Okay, no concerns. Council matters and concerns. Maybe I'll just start with Councilor Belfontaine. Did you have anything tonight?
No, nothing at this time.
Okay, Councilor Brown?
I do again, the same thing I've concerned about a few times was the sewer plant and the dumping after hours. It still happens. I live that way, so I see it. So I'm wondering if we can somehow maybe write a letter to the contractors again stating that, I don't know, maybe we look at locking the thing until from 6 o'clock till the next morning at 8. Because I'm just thinking barbecue season's coming, it's getting nicer out, I wanna be outside, I don't wanna be smelling the shit plant.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if there's something happening, camps in the neighborhood or something where they keep.
No, it's local.
Yeah. Okay, yes.
Just actually, for Councilor Brown, do you know how often this is happening? Or do you have an idea of how often this is happening?
I saw it once this week and once last week,
Okay.
so,
By
and not, but just the same.
what time did you say?
The one today was like at 6:30
In the,
before we got here. No, that was yesterday evening, around 7.
at night?
Yeah. I mean, if it was before 5, I know,
Yeah, the workday.
yeah, I wouldn't complain, but,
Okay.
or be concerned, I should say. I have another one, a couple more. So our finance position, is the finance guy gone for good?
Your worship,
Yep, go ahead.
through the chair.
Yes.
Our finance manager has left for good. Our youth finance manager was due to start, it just, the date got pushed back for medical reasons to April 1st.
Okay, I didn't even see it advertised April first. I have one more. Any plans for the old village office?
Did you want to answer that one too? As far as I know, there's none, but
It's come up in conversation, and I don't know if this council's discussed it too often, but there's been some discussion a number of times. Most recently, I've had conversations with the Chamber of Commerce, who have expressed an interest in making a proposition to council. And I've been informed that there is something in the works that I'll be bringing to council very shortly. That's all,
That's all the plans for that, so there's no other, we don't have any other plans for that building?
as it stands right now, the building's sitting empty, and if no one else takes over the VAC, the village will run the VAC again this coming summer.
Do we own that building outright, or is it like a lease from the government, or?
It's owned.
It's owned, we own it.
If councilors have any suggestions, by all means, bring that forward.
So Chamber of Commerce, do they want it for $1 or something like that?
I'll have to wait and see what their proposition is.
all right, Councillor Wright, any council issues or concerns?
The DIC, I seen the attendance wage there, it's like $18. Is that correct?
Is that advertised?
Yeah, it was on, it was at the rec center. Seems a little low for summer student working for the
Okay,
village.
SAO Corrigan, you want to respond? Is that our lowest casual rate or something?
That's range 1, step 1. That's the lowest rate we have. If council would like to change any rates and bring it upwards, I'm sure staff will be complaining.
That's a union.
They're mostly summer type students.
Like grade 11 or something like that. I just
Yeah,
looked at it real quick.
That varies.
So it's not the university students that are coming back that are taking that position.
It's always local. Yeah, sometimes some university students, yeah, will come up and do it. It suits a lot of people. Some people it doesn't suit so much.
okay, and any other concerns? Okay. Councilor McPherson, any council issues?
The only thing I have is it's getting a little bit icy out there. Get some gravel down on the streets or something.
It's very treacherous to walk.
It is.
Yes, sanding becoming a lot more important here next couple of weeks. I just wanted to, is that it?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say thanks to all the councilors for the great showing during the Beaver Tail breakfast that we were all part of, and it went really well. I think that was, I didn't have much to do, but to the other councilors who I know did more, thank you very much. Hopefully we'll do another good one next year. Okay.
Could I have one more?
Sure.
Sorry. Eliza just reminded me of it by this roads being slippery, is when you're with the grading,
Yeah.
lots of it goes up. You know what I mean? Okay, so the main road is graded like right down, and to go onto a street, you have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the humps.
There's lots of humps.
They'll
I
be
wonder if
taking-
that's something
they'll
we
be
can.
taking down the side streets, the
Yeah.
others, this week.
Thank you.
Yeah, where was I going? I was like, oh my God, I have to go back.
Yes, pretty
I
big
couldn't
rises
remember.
there. Okay, well, we've got a motion here to go in camera. I've got Councillor Browning making the motion and seconded by Councillor McPherson that council go in camera at 8:06. And can I get the breakdown? All right, we'll do the roll call. Councillor Bellefontaine, are you in favor?
Yes.
Okay. Councillor Wright, are you Councillor Wright, are you in favor of going in camera?
Yes.
Councillor McPherson?
Yes.
Councillor Browning?
Yes,
Okay, 4 in favor, motion's carried, and okay, it's a legal issue. We'll turn the cameras off.